A good day? Yeah, we don't do that, did you? So, who are FuseBox? So, we were established in 2017. We're based up in Kilmarnock, so in the cold end of the country, unfortunately. I'm not based in Kilmarnock, I work from home, I live in Shropshire, so it's 4 hours from here. But so we're based up in Kilmarnock. What are we about? We're focused on quality, design and safety. That's our paramount instructions for us as a business to get to you guys. And we specialise in design and manufacture of low voltage electrical distribution products, okay, for domestic, commercial and industrial, so all three sort of factors of the electrical range of stuff. We offer a comprehensive range in single phase and three phase, which we'll cover today, over 900 plus SKUs, so we've got quite a lot of product in our range already. And FuseBox was acquired by the LED Group in March 2023, so we had a robust lighting, they're part of the LED Group, we're under the same umbrella as those now as well, so they acquired us back in 2023. So, FuseBox, obviously we're now one of the leading manufacturers in the electrical industry for single phase products. Reason for its success? Quality of products. That's what we like to see. I don't know what kind of feedback you're getting, but that's the kind of feedback we want to get from its quality of products for the engineers and contractors. Effective branding. Obviously you can't really miss us. Bright pink, it's not really my colours, I'm going to be honest. But hey,
I don't know.
Bloodshot maybe, yeah, colour pink. We have a strong social media presence, we've all got stuff on social media, so there's always contractors installed on the on Wednesdays we have pink days and that kind of stuff as well. Cost-effective products, representing value for money, so we do try to go to market for a reasonable cost for the contractors and we'd like to pass that on. Supporting the electrical contractor and creating demand, yes, we do listen to the contractors. Any feedback we get from any contractor we'll take on board, whether it's completely daft or whether it's actually a great idea, we'll take that on board and use it and try and get it into our products if we can. Ready available stock for wholesalers, and the best thing, great staff. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm getting 10 o'clock. Okay. So that's who we are as a brand of FuseBox. So just a little bit of a brief history of what we do and where we are and what we're trying to achieve. Okay. So, a bit about three phase. Who knows what three phase electricity is? No?
I don't.
Okay. So, as the name suggests, three phase power consists of three phases that enter a system, okay, through three different conductors. Okay. And it's offset by 120 degrees from the other, so they're never in the same line, they're always rotating, so they're never in line with each other, they're all out of phase, effectively. So that creates an even balance across the three phases. So it's primarily used in industrial applications, and essential things like electric motors, devices that require three phase power supplies. Okay. So in summary, three phase is typically used for workshops, industrial applications, factories, any kind of manufacturing, that kind of stuff. Okay. And the three-phase system consists of three current-carrying wires, or phases as they're otherwise known, normally identified as L1, L2, and L3, and noted by the colouring of the wires. So L1 is brown, L2 is black, L3 is grey. That's the new colours. The old colours used to be red, yellow, blue. Okay. There are wires out there that are still in present, got red, yellow, blue, and new wiring has to combine by this. Okay. So in three-phase, system voltage in each phases are balanced and produce a 120 degree phase difference. This ensures a more stable supply, okay, and a lot more sort of stable power delivery with minimal energy loss. And the nominal voltage of three phase is 415. You'll also see it as well as 400. We're going to change this down to 400 now as nominal voltage, but you'll still see it as 415 in a lot of things. And single phase to neutral is 240 volts. So if you were to test from one phase you get 240 volts. So you can use it as a single phase. So you'll see some boards have a single phase breaker in them. That's what you get one phase. It gives you 240 volts. Okay. And that's a lovely graph there. You'll probably never see again in your life. But just to represent what three phase does, you can see the three phases, and they're all out of phase. If that makes sense. So all that 120 degree rotation, it's always doing this all the time. Okay. So that's three phase. Any questions on three phase? No, of course not. Any questions from you?
Is this the one that hurts?
You don't come back from three phase very often. You're very lucky if you do. So, three phase electricity, its applications, and how it gets to you. So, industrial, obviously one of the main ones, widely used in industry to power machinery, motors, compressors, welders, and every other type of heavy equipment you can think of. Probably got a few around here, but the little states you've got here, we've got three phase supplies into them. Might even have any here. Okay. Commercial, again used in large commercial buildings, data centres, distribute power and energy to various equipment. So, shopping centres, data centres, that kind of stuff, we've always got three phase as well. And residential. Some regions and in some specific countries have three phase to power homes and apartments. It's not widely adopted in the UK yet, but it is coming. There are certain sort of housing developments now that actually incorporate three-phase. Because of the electrification of homes and gas boilers being sort of eradicated and that kind of stuff, and using EV and solar coming to the properties now, they bring three-phase supplies because they have the amount of consumption coming into the properties now. So you get that as well. And obviously you need more circuits now, you've got electrification of homes, so using a bigger board gives you more space as well. So much better idea. And how it gets you, not a nice little pretty graph there, but not that you see much of it anyway. You sort of don't really take a lot of notice of these pylons on the side of roads these days, but it comes out of a power station at 25 kV. Comes down lovely loads of wires above your head, you don't even notice it going. Sometimes if you sit and listen to them, they actually hum and buzz, you can actually hear them. Okay. Into another transformer down to 400 kV or 275 or 132 depending on where it's going. Then normally it's then distributed into heavy industry, 33 kV. 33 kV to 11 kV is the light industry, and then down to local substation to 11 kV to 400 volts, and then split off in phases to single phase as well. Okay, so that's sort of an overall view of how the grid system works on how you get a power station to where you are today. Okay, so just quite an easy on the eye. Don't really go into detail, but that's how it gets there. Okay. Most of this stuff is underground. Obviously, these bits. The larger transmission is above ground. Stuff when you come to your houses is underground, so you don't really see any pylons down the street. Anything you see is telegraph poles for telephones, but nothing else. So it's all underground for you for residential, pretty much. Okay. Any questions? No. I like you. You lot can come again.
You're obviously very good.
They're just bamboozled by my accent, probably. Thinking, where's he from?
Yeah.
Where's he live?
Doesn't have subtitles, does he?
No. So we'll go through a bit of range stuff now as well. So this is obviously our current product range. We got some catalogues here. This will be out as well. So Ian will just give out some catalogues, just so you can sort of follow through and go through at the same time. I can see one as well. So a quick overview now. We'll go through a quick product range overview. So what we've currently got in our catalogues. You can kind of divide what kind of things you're selling of ours as well at the moment. We'll go through that as well. But it's just a range overview. Again, it's nothing heavy. It's just to give you an understanding of what we've got and what we can sell and what you can pass on to your customers. So features and benefits of the boards themselves. So following features and benefits. The range comes with or without a T2 SPD. Here's one idea. Which looks like this. Can't miss it. Bright pink. That comes, you can either have it in the board or not in the board. Have a look. Depending on what the contractor wants. Some like to retrofit them, some like to actually add in the board. So it depends on what the contractor wants. So it gives them the option to have either or. Okay. It comes with a coin door lock in the front. You can see down here. So you use your screwdriver or a coin to lock and unlock the door. So it's really accessible and you can lock it off if necessary. Okay. Fitted with a 125 amp main switch is standard. Introduced to 125 amp range at the moment.
Sorry. Can you get like a 250 option?
Not yet, but it's coming.
When? Do you know?
It'll be next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
That could be 3 weeks, or it could be.
No, it'll be next year. We're currently looking at designs
Okay.
and trying to find those.
So more mid to end of next year.
Yeah, I'd like to say early, but yeah, it's probably more realistic.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
I would say so. Yeah. So it's made out of 1.2 mil steel, so really nice robust enclosure, perfect for industry. So it's going to take a little bit of battering around because it will do if it's in the factory. Comes in a RAL 9001 colour, so it's quite easy on the eye, and a powder coated finish. Internally, we've got fully shrouded neutral bars, so there's no chance of any crossover between neutrals. Fully incumbent shrouded SPD and incoming device. Do you want to show that one as well? I know it's heavy to pick up here. I might as well use him, put him to work, hadn't I?
Yeah.
So, fully shrouded neutral bars, you took the covered in plastic, so fully shrouded, and so this is completely shrouded on the incoming supply as well, so only internal connections are fully shrouded out the way. Stop anybody putting their fingers in, but it should be going there anyway, because you should be able to use it anyway, but just in case, because there are people that try to take covers off when it's live, which we don't come. So, okay, sorry, I'm in your way. There you go.
Sweeter.
Beautifully done. So it can accept our standard 10K devices, which we offer as standard part of the range. You can also put 6K devices, which you can use in single phase as well, without any integrations. They'll fit straight in or out. Depends on what the fault current is and where you're installing it. That's down to the electrician to decide more than you guys as distributors. Okay. The top and bottom come with gland plates, which are supplied. They're either pre-punched with a hole on the top. Have you got a gland plate?
One's attached.
Sorry, so they're pre-punched with a hole ready for you. bottom. So you just knock it out with a gland straight in the bottom if you want to. Or, on the top ones, you know, take it off completely and there's a rolled edge inside. We'll show you more, it won't be hands on, you can see a bit more. But it's a rolled edge inside, so you don't have to worry about the grommet strip and like that. It's nice and rolled and smooth, so if anything cables and very trunking, or something like that, you can bring it straight in. Really easy access.
Well, you can take both off and have that frame.
Absolutely. Okay. 3 to 15 usable ways if an SBD is fitted. Okay. 4 to 16 ways if you've got no SBD, obviously, so you gain an extra way. If you don't have the SBD, if you have the SBD, you lose an extra way. So it's a catch-22 on what you want to do. And trusted quality and reliability, obviously, what you expect from us. So a good, robust board, really fit for purpose, a good, solid piece of equipment. Any questions? Fantastic. Again, we can go through a bit more of this with a bit of hands-on, so you can actually have a look at it, have a feel of it, see how you get on with it. A little bit on how the part numbers work as well, because some people sort of want to know what they mean. So quite straightforward. So TPN, triple pole and neutral. Number in the middle, 07 on this one, for example, is the amount of usable ways. So it could be 07, could be 11, could be 15. FB, FuseBox, who we are. And the X at the end normally means an SBD is fitted. So the little pink device I just showed you is fitted as standard. So that's how the breakdown of the part codes are listed. Okay. So ranges, we have a fair amount of SKUs in the range. So the ones with a Type 2 SBD fitted always have an X at the end of the code, so you know it's got an SBD fitted to standard. So if you're not 100% sure, X, it's got an SBD. Simple as that. Okay. And again, as the part numbers flow, as you said so before, so TPN, all the same. This goes 3, 7, 11, and 15 gives you the amount of ways of the board. FB for your FuseBox, and the X denoting it's the SBD fitted. The description's in the middle there, so you'll have a 3-way T2 SBD, so Type 2 SBD, 125 amp, 4-pole main switch fitted as standard. Okay.
And our boards come fitted with the main switch as standard. And that's your SPD there, and that's your MCB that goes with it.
Yeah.
So you lose one way to take it down from an even number to an odd number. That's
I
how
was
I
going to ask that why it was all odd numbers compared to everyone else being even.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Because it's
Because
separate.
you've got an SBD away, so you lose or gain away. Yeah, exactly. So instead of being a 24, if you don't run a large one, it would be a 23 because you've got SBD fitted. Because you have to power the SBD and protect it.
Because from research, everybody prefers it in the board as opposed to separate. So that's how it works at the moment.
Yeah. Dimensionally, all pretty much the same size board. Okay. See, that's wrong, that shouldn't be. They're wrong. That's my error. So, ones without, just said FB at the end. The same size board, just one extra weight, so now instead of being 3, you've got a 4, 7, you've got an 8, 11, you've got 12, 15, you've got 16. Okay. Everything else is the same, it's exactly the same, apart from no SBD. So if you look one usable way, if an SBD is to be fitted back into this board, so if you put an SBD in, you've got to reduce the amount of waste. Okay, that's standard. All right. A couple of extension boxes we go with it as well, which contractors want. One is that he's going to bring it over. Working well today.
It's not hurting at all.
So one is a dim rail mounted enclosure, fits on the top of the board, which you can use for additional ways. So if you haven't got enough room in your board and you want to retrofit an extra couple of ways in, rather than replacing the entire board, you can actually put a dim rail mounted enclosure. You can put whatever you want in there. Any modular device from our range will fit into this onto dim rail. So whether that's a time clock, contactor, SBD, or another break.
And you've got the same top and bottom.
Yep, same gland plates, so you can fit it in, so you can remove one to the other and pass cable straight through. Very, very straightforward. Okay, the other option we offer is a meter cupboard, meter board. So that comes with an MID meter as well, so you can use it for billing purposes as well. Okay. It comes with the CTs and the wiring as a kit. Okay, so you've got everything else, just buy the thing, and they only go on the bottom of the board, not the top. The balloons, etc.
So you don't need any extras like you would do if you're buying Hager and the like.
Yeah, we buy a kit for.
Extra.
Yeah, you just buy that.
What?
The meter one? No.
I'm not
So,
waiting.
yeah, but inside that it's got the looms, CTs and everything. So
Yeah.
literally just pop it on and there you go. Just go connect it up. Really dead easy. Just try to make things as easy as possible for the contractor. Really.
Yeah.
And so it is an MID meter as well, so it's so if you want to do sub-billings or one of those, you can do that and do it on the costings. The devices I've got my lovely assistant to bring tonight for me. So devices, obviously we range of MCBs, so miniature circuit breaker, array being B, C and D curves.
As you'd expect.
Yeah, single pole, double pole and 3 pole, and ranging from 6 amps to 63 amp in ratings, so we've got the full offer pretty much up to 63 amps. Okay. Just so you're aware as well, I don't know if you know what B, C and D curve means, you may or may not come across this. Basically it's the way the MCB functions in default and protection levels, so it's a curve, it's a trip curve. So this is on there as you can see, so we have B, C and D. Basically what it caters for is inrush of circuits, so when you turn on anything on, you get an inrush of current coming through. So what our device is designed to do is sit there and obviously sit there and make sure you can override the inrush and sit there quite happily and not trip out. Okay? So a B curve comes, it's 3 to 5 times the rated current, inrush current, so let's do some maths here. That's 5 times 6.
30.
So take on a 6 amp break, for example, take 30 amps of inrush current to trip it. Okay. So on a normal, if you're sticking on a normal lighting load, LED loads, quite a high inrush. When you first start up, if you've got a lot of LEDs, you can possibly trip out a B-type breaker because the inrush is high, but once they're up and running, you drop that off. So you need to make sure you've got the right amount of lighting through on that circuit. But a lot of contractors don't do that. They'll put a C-type breaker in to get load, rather than split the load as the laser, as we call it. Okay. That's just a representation of the tripping curve. You probably never get asked about this. It's all to do with the time and current inrush, but it's just for a visual display, therefore. Okay. But a B curve is normally used for residential applications for lighting and low starting inrush curves. Right. The next one is C curve. Again, the graph looks very, very similar. It does change fractionally, but okay. Difference in the B and C, this one's 5 to 10 times, so that's a higher inrush. Okay, so you've got a larger load, and you can sit there quite happily and cope with that. And again, you can use inductive loads and mixed loads, so probably use more in sort of light industry, commercial, or domestic, but you can still use it domestic if you need to. Okay. As that example I just showed you, bad lighting, for example, is one of the ones you could use. Okay. And then you have the last one, which is D curve, which has a much, much higher inrush current, so 10 to 20 times the rated current. So it's a lot larger inrush current. But these are mainly for industry things like motors where you have a huge amount of current to get things to turn. Okay, and it takes a while to get it going. So this sits there quite happily and says, yeah, I'm okay with this, I'm good, I'm not going to trip off. But things like X-ray machines, welders especially, use an awful lot of current, obviously to create a weld. So these devices are normally used for that kind of application. Again, so it's just B, C, and D curve, just so you know what that actually means if you haven't come across it before. So if you come, did you get asked for that? Do anybody ask what they are, or do they just say B, C, and D curve and you just give them what they ask for?
Just get asked.
Just get asked for it, yeah. Yeah,
or,
pretty much.
Or as a leading question, which one do you want?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But just try and you can understand what that actually means, because some people don't know what it means to know, and you might not want to know. But if somebody says, "What does it mean?" You go, "Well, actually, it means this." So, it's worthwhile just knowing that there's a bit of knowledge really for you. Okay. All right. Any questions on breakers? So, a bit about the breaker itself. There's 3 areas in the trip curve that are important to the breaker and the way it functions. There's quite a lot of technology in an MCB. A lot of people don't think there's anything in there. It's just like a bit of copper or something between it. There is a bit of copper. There's also a bimetallic strip. There's a coil. There's arc chutes. There's all different kinds of things there. So it's quite a lot of stuff goes in it. The 3 key areas. So the thermal trip area. So that's the area of the curve that denotes the response. A little bimetallic strip inside. Designed to handle slower currents or inrush currents as well. Okay. The magnetic trip area. That's the coil on the solenoid inside that operates. Okay, so it sometimes reacts very, very quickly to things like an overcurrent or something along the lines of that, or a short circuit. And then you've got the idle trip area. It sounds like a real made-up thing, but this is to represent a theoretical display. Put my teeth in. The theoretically required response that people would like to see the breaker trip out effectively. Okay. So the perfect balance between bimetallic strip and the coil. Okay. But again, it can change depending on the conditions as well. So if you're running in a particularly high area of temperature, it affects the conditions of the breaker. So as soon as you get our normal working temperatures are not sort of between -25 and +55. But if you put on sort of an MOD base in Bahrain or somewhere, for example, the ambient temperature is a lot higher, the breakers change and they can work into heat as well. Again, nothing you particularly need to know about that, but it's just something to be aware of. So their application changes quite a bit to where you put them. And the importance of trip curves. So it's important to choose an appropriate MCB current rating and trip curve to protect the circuit from damage during faults. It's down to the contractor to calculate short circuit current and inrush currents before choosing the appropriate MCB. 9 times out of 10 they don't. There you go, idle B curve because it's for domestic normally covers this further. B curve normally covers you for most domestic applications. Okay. If you select an MCB rating which higher than you need to, then it may not work potentially as you want it to, because it may not trip in the event of a fault. Or if the MCB is underrated, then it may cause most trips. So you need to make sure you've got the happy medium. Some things you can't. An EV charger, for example, is a good way of saying it. Some people say, oh, it's 32 amps, but it's actually 7.4 kilowatts. It's just above that rating, so you're probably better off going for a 40 rather than the 32 if you find you're not using stripping. So things like that. Okay. An example, the starting currents or inrush currents may trip the MCB. So it's down to the contractor to say, yeah, I want a B curve because I know it's the right one. But hopefully know that they're worth the salt and they've done all their testing. Every day the contractors, 9 times out of 10, they just see what the manufacturer recommends as well. That's fine. But there are different ways of looking at it. It could be things like where it's situated, the amount of run for the cable, voltage drop, that kind of stuff as well. So there are other factors they have to look at, but generally they just say, I'll recommend what is the manufacturer's set. So. Okay. RCBOs. Are you ready already? Well done, mate.
I am.
Look at this.
Yes.
Isn't it beautiful? So we do a 3-phase RCBO. Some of this going to require quite a lot. Older versions used to be a standard break with an add-on thing called a VG on the side of them, so you used to take up 6 modules, really quite big and cumbersome, took a lot of space in boards. This is a standard 3-phase one, so 3 poles.
Have you seen these?
Yeah.
You should have.
Yeah,
You've got them in stock.
coming stock hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
Becoming quite popular. Again, they're a compact size, so 6 to 50 ampere rating. Suitable things on solar and EV applications because they're bi-directional as well. So you've got that extra added application, so you can use them in EV and solar, rather than just a standard device. Part codes, R3, PN, 10B, and then obviously the average in between, and BD at the end of it denotes it's bi-directional. So all our codes with BD on are bi-directional devices, okay? So they can be used for EV or solar applications. We don't put this little sign on, this just to let you know, so bi-directional means flow in both directions, yeah, so current flow in both directions, and the way our devices are done, so if we are to get a fault in the opposite direction to what the normal flow would be, it still trips out and protects the installation. Okay? So no matter which way the fault's going, it protects it. RCBO, in case you know what it stands for, it's quite a mouthful. Residual current, circuit breaking, without current protection. RCBO is far easier.
You did well with those teeth.
I know, and they're not. I'll give you back later.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite a mouthful. So an acronym's far better for you guys. So RCBO, that's what it means. I should have said on MCB. Anybody know what MCB means?
It's circuit breaker.
Congratulations, that man. Well done.
While we're on the RCBOs,
Yep.
why do you stop at 50 and not go up to 63?
To do with heat dissipation on the sides of the brake at the moment. Trying to get that amount of current into a small device. That's what it will and contain the heat. It's something we are looking at. We're trying to develop something.
Gas one the other day.
Yeah, and it's something we get asked for an awful lot because we do a break up to 63.
Yeah.
Because there's more technology in that, you've got PCB in there as well. It generates quite a bit of heat. And to try and get it into that smaller space body can be 9 times out of 10. We wouldn't pass the T-box test because it's too small. Yeah. So current development, we're looking at somewhere else better than that to try and get it into. So it may be fractionally larger, similar development. Watch this space. Yeah, it's a very good valid question because I get asked a lot. Why have you got 63? I've just said to you. But yeah, it's a common thing, and it would make sense to have one as well.
Yeah, car charges if you do an MCB.
Yeah,
what was it, don't you?
Yeah, what was the application for? Did he say?
Not a clue.
No clue.
It's
Normally car
literally
charges, isn't it?
inquiry.
Yeah, just
came in
yeah.
and went, I need a 63 amp.
Yeah.
RCBO, FuseBox one. It's like, well, that's not going to happen.
So have it.
Go 50. That's fine.
Yeah.
Took it in the end, but it might have been one of those. It's just wanting a little bit of.
Yeah, again, like I say, I just said before, he's probably on the threshold somewhere. So he's like, 63 will give you a bit more leeway and a bit more comfortable sort of situation. But yeah, it will be coming at some stage. Yeah. Standard RCBOs, B and C curves, single pole neutral, 10 kA rating as well. So it has a higher braking capacity than the standard 6 kA version. Part codes start RTA 10, and then obviously the bits in between are the amperages, and then it's going to be the B curve at the end. We all know what RCBO stands for now. It stands for a bit at the bottom. Okay, can you show those in?
You're used to those.
Yeah, you know what they look like. They are.
Okay, still a popular item.
Yeah.
Exact same size.
But again, 63. Appreciate that. So, other bits of devices in our range as well. So we've got some RCDs as well, which fit into the board. So normally 4 poles. Offer 30 milliamp or 100 milliamp versions, and normally 63 to 100 amp ratings, and time delay versions as well. Part codes at the bottom left hand side there, and the rating description there as well. So we have 63, 80, and 130 milliamps at 4 pole, all on type A. We have 100 amp, 100 milliamp 4 pole type A, 100 amp, 300 milliamp 4 pole type A, and 100 amp, 100 milliamp type S, which is the time delay version as well. Just in case you weren't aware, this little symbol here, what NA type means, so for use on AC and pulse DC currents for 6 milliamps. In case somebody says, what does this mean? I've no idea, it's a nice pretty diagram. Just tell them that's a sinusoidal AC wave, that is a pulse DC wave, it looks like sleeping DC. Okay. RCD stands for residual current device. 30 milliamp is protection for people and livestock from direct electric shock, and stops a wonderful word called, I'm trying to remember this, ventricular fibrillation. Respiratory problems. I know.
Well,
She wouldn't tell. 100 milliamp device normally for TT systems and fire protection is its application. 300 milliamps fire protection and sensitive equipment in discrimination purposes. So if you've got an upstream device, you need some sensitivity between the two. You can actually use it for discrimination. And an S type is selectivity, so time delay. If you've got two that are in the same thing upstream from each other, with a time delay version, you can actually get away with a fault issue. So if they both see the same fault at the same time, the time delay will actually stop for a little bit longer and say, actually no, this one here is tripping off. I'm good. Okay. Adaptation kit to put into the board. Part number, it's quite a hard part number to say. AR, CD, LK, TPN. Just rolls off the tongue. I know. That's your basic 4-pole RCD link kit to fit into the TPN board. It won't fit in a standard because you have to have this elongated leg to fit in.
that's the bit of brief gets.
Yeah, they buy an RCD and go, it won't fit. Exactly. So that's part and parcel, and that's obviously what they look like as a standard device. Okay. Any questions? B-type RCDs. I don't know if you're getting a lot of questions for B-type at the moment, since solar's sort of taken off an awful lot. No, not getting an awful lot. So we're getting a lot for B-type RCDs now for solar applications. So we do one in the 10kA version. It's 4-pole, it's 30 milliamps. We're going to do it in 63 amps. Okay. Again, RCD stands for that. So 30 milliamp, you know all this bit. With type B, it's got a really nice pretty diagram which is stamped on the front. So you've got, it works as an AC type and an A type. Yeah. So it covers what I did before in the A types. It also works on smooth and pulse DC. And this one here means it works on high frequencies, so things like variable speed drives, or it's got fans or electronics in, so you get a lot of fluctuation in frequencies. This is designed for that, so it works up to 100 Hz as well, sorry, 1000 Hz as well. So quite a specific piece of equipment for a particular type of application. Probably
Is that why it's only a singular amperage?
Yeah, normally I mean, a lot of things that are coming out, things like heat pumps, especially air source pumps, ground source pumps, some EV chargers, but some air source pumps say B type, some say B plus. A B plus type is unrecognised in the PS7671 as a piece of equipment. People like Havens do the BHP version. Basically, they should work at the same hertz rate. Ours aren't specifically for heat pumps, and we don't recommend heat pumps at the moment. That'll be something that will come in the future. Okay. So ours are just for a particular type of B-type application if it's got pulse DC or smooth DC. Things like battery charging or something like that, for forklift trucks or something like that. Okay. It's quiz time, everybody.
I haven't been paying attention.
You haven't been paying attention?
No.
You've got a pen and pad? Yes. Right. Something heavy, don't we? You're not going to get marks on it, it's just a bit of fun. So, here we go. So, questions. Question 1. What ratings are three-phase board?
I know that one.
You can stay.
You do realise this is for me, not you, don't you?
Yeah, you guys are going to pass it.
Sit in the back of the room.
It's just for him.
Are we supposed to just answer this?
We can write it down, we'll go through it in a minute.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'll go through the answers in a minute. So let me know when you're ready. We're on to the next one. It's only 10, it's not major, it's only like high stuff. Okay. What does the acronym TPN mean? You can't put your hand up here. That's cheating. Okay. What's the largest number of ways we currently offer in a three-phase distribution board?
Including or excluding SPD?
Put them both down. Cool. It's a very good question. You'll know more on the answer when I give you the answer in a minute, but you kind of answered it already. What's the largest rating MCB we offer to fit inside our three-phase distribution board? Right, to move on. Pretty good. Can you fit a 4-pole RCD in our three-phase distribution board? What's the product code to convert our three-phase board to a single phase? We'll run through that catalogue. Yeah. Do you want to show the page in the catalogue so we can help that?
Oh, when you listen to the question. What's the last one? Right.
We can cheat on this one. We didn't discuss it, I think.
Page 8.
Would have come up in conversation, but didn't come up in conversation. So
It's top left. There's lots of letters driving mad.
Yeah, please reference the catalogue if you need to. What is the standard width of our three-phase distribution board range in millimetres?
Know that one more?
I hope you do know these questions.
Yeah, I could be lying.
So you can look in the back of the book if you need to. Feel free to help use the catalogue, might as well use it while it's there. So it's in the back pages. It was on the screen as well. But
I don't know what you mean.
Alright, all good? Maybe look. I want you to do it first, but I'll give you the answers as well. There you go. Just in case you want to make a mistake, you can check again. Alright. There we go. Right. Next one. When was FuseBox established?
That's one I know.
Okay, don't worry. It's not. Nobody's being judged on it. It's fine. It's just a bit of a quiz, but it's a bit of fun. Who owns us? Who owns FuseBox? All right. Where is FuseBox's headquarters? Right, answers, here we go. 125 on.
Oh, so close.
What did you say?
Not saying.
63.
100.
Second one, triple polar neutral, what TPN stands for? 16 amp if no SPD. Sorry, 16 ways if no SPD. 63 amp is the largest size. CD, LK, TPN. Part code TPNSP LFB is a single phase link kit, which is in the catalogue. 500 mil. 2017. The LED group. And Kilmarnock. FuseBox just checking, make sure everybody's alright. Well done all. There you go. It's an easy one. Okay.
All good.
Did anyone pass?
They all passed.
They all
Oh,
passed.
lovely.
Don't even have to look, we know they passed. Very attentive people.
Okay.
Do you want to go?
Oh, what, the quiz?
We know
I
the
don't know
answer
the
now.
idea.
Yeah, you go, yeah, smashed it, had
Yeah,
passed.
I've
Just
say
drop me that.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, well done. So that's it. So that's pretty much the quiz done. So nothing else to worry about there. So a bit of a hands-on session now. If you want to look at some products, you're more than welcome to. But I think they'll deliver a prize for doing one of the quiz, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
Right for you. We might have something.
So what do you fancy? Come hither.
Come on, have a look. Come on, have a chat. Come and ask some questions. Get out of the spotlight.
Did everybody get 10 out of 10? To be honest. Yeah, no?
Yeah, you did. You all got 10 out of 10, didn't you?
I've got 9.
4?
That's because I was telling you the answers.
Oh, that's why. If you'd asked me, you'd have got 10.
Paul had no chance, did he?
Yeah, you're at a distinct disadvantage being
Yeah.
yeah. You.
Sorry, mate.
Stitch
I thought I was doing you a
Stitch
favour.
up big time, innit?
Yeah, big stitch up.
Stitch you up big time. Right, so, I'm taking part in the quiz and sitting there and listening to my bullshit tones for.
I thought you did quite well, actually.
So, I think we'll do something. What else are these?
So far you can.
Oh, sorry.
Yourself one of them each.
Alright, what do you think?
Or, we can both have them on either. Actually, I'm not following, I can take them back over. Travel good versions, right? So, either or. Does anyone takes your fancy to it? Yeah?
Yeah.
More than welcome.
Make the voice, right?
Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah, I mean, if you want it, you can have it. It's not really any use to you. Yeah, might as well use those. Use them up. Listen to my daughter's tones.
I thought your accent came across very nicely. Thank you very much. Yeah, I thought. Nobody else is saying that. I'm just noticing.
Yeah, they just talk about what I've got. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all good.
Yeah, like we all do.
So yeah, help yourself to those. Might as well.
You're still filming, by the way.
That's alright. You have to film.
So,
Streaming. Soon bad.
so what do you get involved? Do you get involved more with single phase, three
Admin.
phase?
I'm more admin, but I'm just coming
Right.
to.
To see what we do and what we don't do. What about you? You're an expert anyway, aren't you?
Started about 4 weeks ago.
You've pretty much.
And that's when you're an expert.
Yeah.
You've done 4 weeks.
You haven't got to worry about it. So we
Smash it out of the
we'll
park.
start off with single phase, which is your mainstay on the counters.
We have some slides on single phase as well if you want to go through those as well.
I reckon they had enough. So, quite simple, straightforward.
Over to
thing.
you, Ian.
Single phase, again, we only, all of our catalogues and all of our product numbers, the part number in the middle, as per the three phase, gives you the usable ways. So it makes it easy. So it's usable as opposed to other manufacturers and previous lives of old being modules, which is a manufacturing thing as opposed to the contractors. They want so many ways because the amount of boards that get brought back because they've counted the modules as opposed to the usable ways drives everybody insane. So we listen to what you want and that's how we design the board. So where we've got a 14 or 15 way board now, it's 15 usable ways, including the SPD, etc., etc. So that's what they've got every time. Same as on split loads.
That's good.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does make
Yeah,
life.
Ian's right. It comes across a lot of people use it as modules. So modules means the entire amount of ways you've got.
Usable
board.
ways, yeah, makes sense.
So that's match modules. So the full amount of modules, but that's all usable ways. The ones you actually put a device into.
Yeah,
use
that's
as a
much better.
Yeah,
It just makes life easy.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes life
Every
easier.
time. It just makes life easy. Constantly.
Yeah, that makes much
All
more
right,
sense.
you all right? So, so we do a full range of MCBs and RCBOs, tall and short in the RCBOs, both of which are popular. Our RCBOs now bi-directional as well. We can also do 45 kilowatt and 100 kilowatt meters, MID approved.
Yeah, the direct connection. No need for a CT. Wire straight in, straight out. So it's dead easy to wire in. Just use live in, like that.
Yeah, we
Job done.
we sell a lot of those as well. We also now do a lock for the front of the board. That works very well with council jobs, social housing, HMOs. It's got something like that, in front down there. Locks the whole board down so you can leave it locked, and it's quite a cost effective and retrofit item that works very well. The social housing like it because they like to leave the boards locked. Without that, we can't get onto their specs and such things, and that's opened up quite a few doors for us and you quite easily because quite a lot of them want to use our product and couldn't because we didn't do that before. We then do a surface mattress and a flush frame, which goes onto our existing board. So they go to site and they suddenly realise it needs to be flush, or they want to mount it on a board because it's coming in through the back of the board. They can come back and take the item from stock and fit it to their exact board. These are the only items that don't work with the module. This goes by module as opposed to usable ways, purely because of split loads and such things. You've got extra ways, so it just slides in like that. So you surface your flush frame over the board, and you can mount that at any depth because it mounts to the wall. Then the board gets mounted through it, Okay, and then we do a surface buttress. It mounts on behind, and it's a one piece, so you get it straight, and you can always get the board mounted to it. And you've got mini trunking top and bottom, and we're going to the sides as well. And we do those for all the sides of the boards, same as we do with the flush frames as well. Okay, we do IP65 boards, 6 module, so it's more useful than most because a lot of them are smaller modules. So it makes it a lot wider for getting all bits and pieces because we've got so much to go in. All the mountings are in the corners, so you get all the cables in quite easily. Available in grey or white. We do a range of switch fuses, which come with FRAS gear and European fuses in as well, so they're very good quality. We also, going back to the car charging conversation, we do an EV board, which has now got our new single SPD in it, and we sell more 32s than we do 40s, even though the 40s, because it's over 32, should be the one, but we still sell more 32s because that's the way they think basically. We can do double stack and triple stack boards now as well, or we have been doing this quite well. Those sell particularly well along the coast and such areas because you've got the big 3-story Victorian houses along the seafronts and such things. So it's, and they're still 125 amp incomer, but it's down to space. And quite often you use a bank per floor, and that's where that goes very well. And we sell a lot of those. Surprisingly, it's one of those things that you wouldn't have thought there's that much business out there, but it is. The double banks we do in 2 sizes, and they sell very, very well, continuously, never slow down. Going back to the switch fuse, we now also do a larger box because feedback was we need more room in there. So, and we can do it in the SPD as well, so they've got more room to get the 25mm cables in and such things. So we've come up with that to add to the range as well, and that's starting to pick up and go quite well. So that's worth promoting. All lockable if you need them to be, but that comes and goes, basically.
Sorry, in relation to that one.
Which one?
When we just had the
T2.
T2. Could you not make it deeper rather than wider? Because obviously a lot of contractors complain about, they say space, but it's not just internal space, it's where they're actually mounting it.
Yeah.
So rather than making the physical unit bigger to make it harder to mount, was there not an option to, or is there an option that there's a deep version that's still a more contained size?
It's not something we looked at, but considered yet, but all feedback is taken on board. It's something we consider to look at.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to make it deeper rather than wider, yeah, it's a catch-22. You've either got to make it one or the other. If you make it both, it's not going to fit. So it's for demand really, what's required. But yeah, depth can sometimes be an issue. You're right.
Yeah.
As can width.
Just the width, yeah.
So yeah, something we can consider. Yeah, for sure.
No is the answer.
Fair enough.
At the moment.
At the moment, it's always just
But as you've seen us in the past,
feedback like this is ideal for us because obviously we know what you're getting, what questions you're being asked.
Yeah. Because the amount
We'll
of
see
times people
that
go, I need it to fit X space.
Yeah, if they're retrofitting back into the original space and there's some trunking in place, or there's a certain amount of space, then ideal. Yeah, it's what you're saying.
It's because that came about by discussions with contractors and yourselves as to what's required going forward. So yeah, no problem. We look at that. With the new boards, with the F3 range, there's a couple of changes. So the cable clamp is placed onto the bus bar, DIN rail, as opposed to the back of the board. So it gives you another way of bringing the cables up. So it makes it more accessible and easier. And we've got a heavy duty grommet strip, which they all absolutely love. The feedback on that is fantastic because all that effort, but that's what everybody loves.
That's the big thing.
And you get 2 pieces.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
I know. Yeah. It's absolutely. It's a bit like the 3-phase board. We've gone to all the development and all the folded, welded, galvanised, sprayed, earth bars on the side, everything, etc. And what does everybody love? The fixed neutral on the side, because you can't leave it in the pocket or leave it on top of that on the board and have to go take it all apart to refit it. It's those little bits that make life easier for the contractors. Yeah. So we listen, basically. So that's basically most of what there is that we can do for you. Questions? Anything you want to ask other than him? Because they're always awkward from him.
The only question I had the other day, me and Carl were talking about the coloured Henley blocks.
Yes.
Obviously become super popular. Is there any particular reason why that's happened? Because it used to just be the old school double pole Henley block,
black bakelite.
And they were like 8 ways, weren't they? But now obviously you have these. What was the main reason
I think
for that?
the main reason being it just makes life easier for identification purposes because you know what phases in what. So you've got obviously every colour going. So you've got obviously brown, blue, black, grey, pink, green, and yellow. So for the installation side of stuff, which makes life easy. It's identifiable. So
So
they seem
that's
to
really
just
just
take
to identify it.
yeah, and also you can stack them together as well. Nice. They all look nice and neat as well. Whereas the old ones were quite messy and cumbersome. These are quite nice because they're small. You can put they're small, but also ideal to get your cables into and out of. And it just makes life a lot easier. So,
And it
that's
also
the main
means you've
reason
got
why
to
I
keep
do it.
another product line.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
fine.
it's
It's just recently
Yeah.
they've become super popular.
They have, haven't they?
And everyone's doing them. And we were literally discussing it the other day, and I was like, I need to go to site and see why.
Yeah, what's
But I
caused
thought,
this?
well, look, whilst
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
here, let's
yeah.
ask that question. So.
Yeah, I think mainly it's just for the circuit identification to make life easier. Whereas if you're using black ones, you've actually got to take out your tails or identify them or put labels on them.
Yeah.
These ones you don't really need to as much. You can just go and go, yeah, that's the right connection. Oh, that's neutral. That's earth. That's light.
It's one of those things that really does make sense, but it didn't before because nobody thought about it. And then now you have, it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So, basically, the single phase range 6K8 will fit straight into our 3-phase board without any adaptation. So you don't need fixing kits or whatever. And obviously we do the 3-pronged adapter to turn it into single phase as well, which is quite a competitive, easy way to do it. So again, keeping that on the shelf is not a lot of money.
So do they come with neutral leads, longer neutral leads, or on the RCBOs for that? Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Um,
On the 10K, the 10K ones, yeah, 10K ones are longer. as well.
yeah, it's 10K 750, the 6K 450.
But they're still fit into the 3-phase.
They will.
They will, yeah, but generally you've got to think about it. If it's shorter leads, you need to go a
Okay,
little
yeah.
close to the bar.
Yeah.
That's down to
Or
electricians
you
sort
can
of thing.
extend them.
Yeah, you can extend them if you want to,
Yeah.
but
No,
just go straight.
no one would do that, would they?
no, but they normally cut to size and that's it, innit? Yeah, or they'll bring them closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, we do an adapter go in the back of the boards. So if you're bringing the cables up the back and you don't want to use the grommet strip, you use one of those. So we sell those packs for quite cost effective. Some people love them, some people prefer the grommet strip, and others do other things. Basically, that's about it for the basics. Anything else we can do to help you?
You want to go fit some stuff though, right?
I think so. I think it'd be good for everyone to have
Yeah,
a go. Yeah, definitely.
I think it'd be good to get some breakers in the board and take off the feel of them.
100%, because I reckon a lot of them have never done it.
No, probably not. To be fair, I've not done it for a long time either, so it's going to do
No
me.
pressure,
It's going to
no
give me a
pressure.
refresh, so I better get my game on.
Exactly.
It's been a while for me.
Yeah, get some screwdrivers out.
But yeah, absolutely. You know, have a look, have a play. Some
Okay.
questions might come off when you start fitting
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely,
You know,
yeah.
say, what's this for? How do you put that in?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But yeah, feel free to have a go. We can obviously, I don't know where we're going to put them down. Maybe on the side over there.
Yeah.
And have a look and have a fit and a play, and hopefully some questions come from it. If they don't, that's fine. But at least it gives you a bit of a hands-on.
Get a cup of coffee in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I say,
Let's
so,
have a break
it's knowledge
and-
you can pass on to your customers as well. You go, actually, I fitted this myself, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
dead easy. Or
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
stuff like that. So yeah, it's beneficial for you guys as well. So
Otherwise, thank you for your input.
yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
Thanks, mate. No, you got some guys are filthy, mate.
Right,
I had to compliment you on your questions. You see the difference.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Can't take him anywhere. Can't take him anywhere. Yeah. So yeah, we'll have
Do you want a drink?
yeah, we'll have a little interlude, then we
Yeah.
can do some hands on. Yeah.
The IP board,
Yeah.
is it one of them IP boards that's not recommended to go out?
It's IP65. You can put it outside, so it's just resistant.
Proper IP65.
Well, no, so, I mean, to put the, obviously the IP65 on it, it has to.
Hello, somebody phoned.
No, it hasn't been fully tested.
Yeah, but I've heard a lot of people, there's a device that's got IP65 inside.
No, but there should be IP pollution degree 3 or pollution degree 2 depending on the environment. Ours are pollution degree 3 and they're down to -75. A lot of people only test them -5.
Yeah.
The reaction time of the trip curve slows down. So what actually does, it actually increases the amperage of the device a fraction. So the trip curve takes longer. But obviously, because it's cold, obviously once it starts to get warm, back down. But obviously the cold it stays low. And because the cable's lower, the device is lower, the ambient temperature is lower. So it makes a difference to the trip curve in time. But I was tested for that down to -25, so we shouldn't have an issue. But no, it's a really valid question to be. I'm glad you asked it, because some people don't. So yeah, but yeah, absolutely.
Because the thing with fitting a board outside is obviously it's open to all the elements.
Yeah, exactly
It's
that.
open
Yeah,
to-
but these are fully done the proper IP65 seal, isn't it? So it's sealed there as well. So you're
It's sealed there.
sealed both. You've got to seal it.